Howdy! Oh, come on, Aggies. You can do better than that. Howdy!
Good afternoon, guys. How's it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good everything. Let's have a fantastic Wednesday. It's ready to get going.
Let's get down on it. All right. Well, all right, that's enough. This is Shadow the Script, episode 8. Luka! In all caps. Because we're going to talk NBA Finals predictions. We've got the Luka and the Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum. And then you got, of course, our Shadow the Script topic was going to be, this has been talked about all week long. It just is kind of becoming a nuisance. But Caitlin Clark with the WNBA, it's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of cheap shots, a lot of racism, honestly. Both sides, a lot of back talking on the biggest platform on the planet, ESPN. So we're going to get into that and give our opinions. And there has been a lot of video content, so we can't really just throw one video out there because there's been like 17 that you could reference to and shadow the script on. So we're kind of combining it all into one, and then we have some little pre-nips in there for you. Which, to get right into that, we'll start off with the Justin Jefferson contract extension: 4 years, $140 million, $110 guaranteed for arguably the number one wide receiver in the NFL for the Minnesota Vikings. And so I quoted on when he got paid, I was like, does anybody have the Donald Trump edit where he said, this man's going to make a lot of money?
Justin, where are you at?
Where you at, Justin?
That guy right there is going to make a lot of money. Dude. And damn, oh boy, was he right. Justin Jefferson, highest non-paid quarterback in NFL history. $35 million a year. $1 more million than Nick Bosa. Justin Jefferson set the market. A.J. Brown get an extension. Before him, he did $32 million. Next thing you know, 3 more than Justin Jefferson. Jared, where does this leave for someone like Ceedee Lamb, who all-pro 2 years in a row, first team last year, second team the year before? What is a man like him going to do with the Justin Jefferson contract?
It feels like we're leading up to a UFC fight. That was a good one. Dude, so I put this post out there this week, and it got me thinking about, I know we're not a Dallas Cowboys podcast, but they just have so many problems they got to solve, and especially with 3 of their biggest stars on their team. Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and Ceedee Lamb. Those are the big 3 question marks. But I put to centralize our focus on Ceedee Lamb. I said, being that Jerry Jones is who he is, and he has never shorted a star player in terms of money, in my opinion. I could be wrong on that. I'm second guessing myself. I don't feel like he had. I feel like with every star player Jerry Jones has had in our era, he's never really shorted them on cash.
Let me one up that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So the reason why the Cowboys have such a hard time with getting these free agents, like let's say teams like the Rams, Dolphins, Eagles, is because at the end of the day, people know the organization how Jerry Jones works. If you are drafted by Jerry Jones himself as the GM, he knows that, or they know, these players, that even though they might not get paid right away, just because they, bleed Dallas Cowboys blue, everything like that, they're going to get paid by him.
Yeah.
So now these players, like you said, maybe there's been players that haven't been paid right away that, we got in free agency. That's why we let a lot of guys leave, let guys walk. But when it comes to those hometown players, like you said, the people who were drafted by GM Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Who gets paid first? I hope it's Micah Parsons. I'm a big Ceedee go about the most important.
Yeah.
Dak, I have to see the contract, and then we'll move forward.
Exactly. And that's what I got into with this post. And so I'll reference it here. That way I'm not kind of misleading past my post. So here's my prediction for Ceedee Lamb, because I know that Justin Jefferson is probably, in most people's eyes, the number one wide receiver in the NFL. What I believe, what happens to Ceedee Lamb, Jerry Jones isn't short of any cash. I think the tree, the leaves have fallen from the tree, and now the tree is fucking dead. Which means you got to have to pay your All-Pro number one wide receiver the money he deserves for the value he brings to the team. And I think that's 4 years, $143 million, $107.25 guaranteed, and that is an annual average of $35.75 million a year. That's more than Justin Jefferson. Now, a lot of you people just probably paused the video and exited the podcast right there because you heard me say a Dallas Cowboy, how dare he get paid more than Justin Jefferson? Am I saying that he deserves to get more than Justin Jefferson? No. I am saying Jerry Jones does not want to look at Ceedee Lamb in the eye and say, I don't value you as much as Justin Jefferson. I don't believe in you as much as a wide receiver one and Justin Jefferson. I'm going to pay you less. That's not how contracts work. Contracts work where it's like, I got into it with the Michael Parsons one as well. One player gets paid, the market changes, and then you get higher and higher and higher and higher, and it sets a new market. Now, we see this with other players, like, he's the highest paid non-quarterback player in NFL history. Well, guess what? The Dallas Cowboys, they want to make headlines. They're going to do it too. That's basically it in a nutshell, is that I think Ceedee Lamb's going to get a slightly larger contract because he's worth just about as more, and he's going to go to the agent, and he's going to go to that room and say, I'm worth this much. You can disagree with that, or agree or disagree with that. I'm not saying it's my opinion. I'm saying this is what I believe Jerry Jones is due. I've been a fan of this team for 20 plus years, as long as I can comprehend football, and I know Jerry Jones. So I don't think he's going to short any cash. I don't know what you think about a guy like Ceedee Lamb. I know we both are like, there's no doubt he's a number one, and he's a great wide receiver, great value to the team, and he deserves 30 plus mil a year. Do you think he deserves more than Justin Jefferson, like I stated, though?
Depends how you break down the contract. If you want to go, numbers versus numbers, Ceedee Lamb was drafted about 5 spots ahead of Justin Jefferson. These guys, they're going to get paid. The market's going to be set. Justin Jefferson set the market. Ceedee Lamb, he's more closer to, I like A.J. Brown, but I think he's a little bit more closer to Jetta than he is A.J. Brown.
I agree.
So basically, with that being said, he's going to set the market for probably about 8 months. Then who's going to get paid? Jamar Chase.
Yes, yeah.
It's all about like you said, setting the market. The cap is going to go up and up. Now, when you got.
All right, we're on. We had to pause. Our camera paused. Back on. Go ahead.
Jamar Chase in about 8 months is going to reset the market to probably about 37 to 39 million, kind of in the little gray area of that aspect. The thing about it is, it's not about, is this player better than this player? Is he this and that? The thing about it, when it comes to contracts and money, it's all about what is the market? Where do you value? Ceedee Lamb, he might not be the number one wide receiver.
Right.
But he is a wide receiver to get paid right now. He has 2 All-Pros, one of them a first team. He's been a 1,000-yard receiver every single year. He's only shown that he's going to get better and better and better after having a season first team All-Pro, which I predicted way before the season started. A guy like him, he's going to get paid. Whether he's better than Jetta, I'll leave that to the fans and everybody else to decide.
Yeah.
But market is market, game is game. He's going to get paid, break the market, maybe get paid 36 at most, until Jamar Chase in about 8 months gets paid 38 mil. Call it a day. And then, like I said, the Cowboys are in a weird predicament because they have, if you look at the 2 most non-paid quarterbacks in the league right now, you got Justin Jefferson. Oh, shit, the Cowboys need to sign Ceedee Lamb. Second person, Nick Bosa.
Yep.
Oh, fucking shit. They have to sign Micah Parsons. So Cowboys are in this little slippery slope, little gray area of what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, no doubt.
Guys are going to get paid. We're going to have to, break the cap. Shit happens, and then we'll see what we do from there.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I made the post, because you could add a tertiary one to that and say, well, Joe Burrow's highest paid quarterback in the NFL. And then you look at Dak Prescott's last year and go, and this, again, to reiterate, it is not my opinion whether he should get paid this much or not. It is more of, do I know Jerry Jones and how much he's going to pay somebody or the market out there? See, Dak Prescott we're going to talk about his contract another time once we get closer to it. but he could earn two different types of contracts: a Kirk Cousins one, like he signed in Atlanta, or one that he signed in like Minnesota, where it was like fully guaranteed, or a one that's in between Jalen Hurts and, like I said, in between Jalen Hurts and a little bit above Jared Goff. Not the highest paid, but $50+ million. Good Lord. That is half your salary cap gone. And then, rumors, not rumors, Brandon Ayuk and Ceedee Lamb both holding out a mandatory camp and all that kind of stuff. Fines are going to be eligible. Brandon Ayuk is anticipating a number one wide receiver contract as well. I believe this, as short as I can make it, I think he's in the A.J. Brown category in terms of contracts. I don't think he should get paid more than Jefferson, but is he deserving of a contract? Absolutely. I think he's a number one, but I don't think he's up there with those top dogs. I don't think he's done enough contract-wise, unfortunately.
Yes, not.
Yeah, so we'll see. And then switching over to NBA, your team, I know you're a LeBron follower. You like the Lakers. You said J.J. Redick was the new coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, which I think was news today. Is it confirmed? Is he actually the coach?
It's confirmed to enough where it's going to happen. So basically, like I said, the dream scenario for the Lakers and everything is keep LeBron, give him about another 2 to 3 years, get someone like J.J. Redick, who J.J. Redick, I know he's been on media, he's done podcasts. J.J. Redick is, if he doesn't make it as a coach, which he'll do fine as a coach, he will be a great GM. That man is very intelligent. He knows the game of basketball. He's not biased. He's one of the most probably unbiased people you'll get in media today. Knows game, knows ball. This man right here is going to feed families. And with that, they get JJ Redick, they keep LeBron, and we'll see if they get Bronny too. But the thing about JJ Redick, it's a great hiring. He's a player's coach. I think he's going to be, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the show Winning Time. It's about the Lakers dynasty in the 80s. It's on HBO.
Yeah.
He's going to be like a Pat Riley kind of coach, turn into a good coach, but an even better GM and even president of basketball operations for a team. I think JJ Redick is on the path of someone like Pat Riley, and I haven't heard anybody say that. I wanted to be the first to say that.
I like
that. Just watch in the next 15 to 20 years where JJ Redick starts. Go look at Pat Riley when he started and where Pat Riley is at. That's where JJ Redick can be and maybe even top that. Only time will tell, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, my only take on that too is, you've seen LeBron and JJ Redick on a podcast together a couple times, and that could be who JJ Redick could be coaching in his first 1 or 2 years, however many years LeBron has left. And then you look at the times that he's actually I think JJ Redick is the type of coach, like you said, he just kind of takes no bull jive. Like, he even called LeBron out on a couple things like, oh, hey, hold on. And LeBron was like, oh, yeah, you're right. To do that, you got to be the coach. You got to be the coach and looks above your player and says, look, no, we're not standing for that. We're doing it my way, this way, calling her out on not just BS, but just, hey, you're out of line here. I think that's an important quality as a coach. And then absolutely, we've protected him, quote unquote, in the past episodes with, different aspects of the NBA where we said, I like what JJ Redick says here about his particular player. So 2 great qualities there. He's good at players evaluating and player evaluation, and he's great at coaching qualities. So you can pair those two and two together with the biggest name in basketball, LeBron James. Maybe add a guy like Chris Paul, whatever you want to do. You can see some success there.
Also, I must say too, Pat Riley also started as a broadcaster, just like JJ Redick.
Yes. All right, now transitioning into the NBA Finals. Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, the greatest duo in basketball this year, versus the Boston Celtics. Agent Zero, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown, and perhaps Porzingis and company. We gotta establish some predictions here. Now, Dallas had a chance to become one of the greatest sports cities of this year if the Dallas Stars had converted. Unfortunately, they did not. They collapsed. And now you have Dallas Mavericks making it to the finals. Again, this is kind of like a similar run that Dirk Nowitzki had back when he beat the Heat and advanced to the finals and got his ring. Now you got Luka Doncic in the flesh. And
all right, motherfuck. We've had a lot of technical difficulties in this episode. Nothing that we can overcome and rap really fast and talk really fast about. But we were talking about the NBA Finals and the Luka Doncic versus the Boston Celtics. We're going to see what our predictions are following this progression of events. And so we've got some great stars in this one. Obviously, Jason Kidd at the helm as the head coach. The head coach for the Boston Celtics has criticized the. I remember one of my favorite clips from the Boston Celtics head coach was he criticized the prince and the royalties of the royal family of England, and he was like, "There's only one royal family that I know of, and that's Jesus Christ." And it's like respect. So I got respect for both coaches. And you go in here, and let's start with what do you have initially? What do you think is going to be the biggest impact for the Dallas Mavericks entering the NBA Finals?
Plain and simple, Luka Doncic and role players as in Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. So I'll break it down to this. I'm going to get my prediction out there real quick, plain and simple, no questions asked. Mavs in 6. Why I say Mavs in 6? You could even possibly go 5. One thing about it, there's really one killer in the league right now, or in the series. That is going to be Luka Doncic. We've seen Tatum, we've seen Jaylen Brown, we've seen these guys. Kyrie's the killer too in the clutch. We've seen these guys. These guys have come up short in past finals, past playoff series. The thing about Luka, people are like, well, we'll just go Jaylen Brown, or we'll do this. Here's the thing. If you throw Jaylen Brown on Luka to start the game, to finish, Jaylen Brown will be fouled out by quarter 3. You're going to have to rotate these guys in and out. Thing is, oh, we're going to double it. Okay, then we'll kick it out to Kyrie. We'll take it out to Derek Jones, PJ Washington. If they're getting their shots, these role players, it's not even going to be close. Yes, the Celtics get Porzingis. The thing about the Celtics is they were the number 1 seed. They were possibly the best team in basketball all year. 2-0 against the Mavs, to be honest. But in these playoff periods, they can't control who they play. But they also got a lot away with a lot of things. Jimmy Butler, out. Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, out. Struggled against Donovan Mitchell too, by the way. And then Mavs has 2 players who are more than capable of being better than Donovan Mitchell. Then we have Tyrese Halliburton, out. That series could easily win 6 games. Game 1, Game 3, Game 4. Yes, Game 3, Game 4, Game 1. All those games were till the final win. The Pacers, they're not a good team. They got away with a lot of things. If the Celtics get down against the Mavs towards the end of the game, I promise you, and I will put a lot of money on this, they are not going to come back to beat the Mavs. The Mavs have 2 closers. They have Luka and they have Kyrie. 2 closers who are going to step up to the plate and hit a shot when needed. Boston, if I was you, keep your guys out of foul trouble. I know it's hard stopping Luka. Even your coach already said you can't stop Luka. Tatum, you're going to have to say, everyone's saying you are better than Luka and all this shit. And, nobody fucking believes that except Celtics fans because utterly ridiculous that anybody thinks that Jason Tatum at this fine moment is better than Luka. Not even close. If I'm the Celtics, I'm rotating guys. Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, all these guys. I'm rotating them on Luka because if you try to stick one specific dude on Luka, I promise you, you are going to be in foul trouble and you're not going to play all the games. Not only that, let's say you get into foul trouble. I know I'm talking a lot, but let me just keep
Go ahead. It's a podcast, brother.
Next thing you know is that, you're at 4 fouls in the third. Next thing you know, you're not even playing defense. And then when you decide to play defense, you got 5 fouls because you just fouled again. Luka is going to control everything that does. And the only thing that's going to stop them is somehow they don't foul Luka. And when you guard Luka, there's no way you can't foul him because he is unstoppable. The second best player in basketball. Celtics are no match. They are not ready for this team. Luka is the Celtics killer. I know the Celtics are 2-0 against them. Go look up Luka against this team. Mavs in 6, maybe even Mavs in 5. Luka will take the crown for MVP. It's going to be a good series because we're about to see the dominance of Larry Bird reincarnated into the Boston Garden. And the next thing you know, we're going to have Celtics fans cheering on Luka, who is beloved by Dallas, and going to be beloved by Boston too when they see Larry Bird in action. Mavs in 6, clock it.
Damn, that's hard to follow up, and if you're a Dallas fan listening to that, then you probably have a rock hard boner, and that's okay. You might as well go ahead and finish. But at the same time, what I like most about this series, and this is coming from somebody that has kind of just gotten into really, I'd say back into the NBA, and that is the story behind it all. And a lot of people ridiculed and demanded that Kyrie Irving retire once he was going through the Brooklyn Nets, the Boston Celtics, and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people forget why he was ridiculed so much. And there was a plethora of reasons that the media wouldn't have told you, but I think the primary reason was because he did not want to get vaccinated. And the Brooklyn Nets were pissed about it. He wasn't playing, and the NBA wasn't letting him play. He wasn't getting vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. He left the Brooklyn Nets after, whatever politics were involved with that, moves over to the Boston Celtics and promises that he was going to, didn't he say he was going to re-sign with the Boston Celtics? And then he ended up getting traded, correct?
Which I called too. When I saw him say that, I said,
I remember that.
BS. I said, there's no way. I bet money he was not coming back.
Yeah.
Celtics fans. Oh, no, he's coming back.
Yeah.
And look what happened. I literally told him, put your money where your mouth is. I said, bet money he does not come back. I know who Kyrie is. He's not coming back.
Yeah. Oh, basketball side, would you say, like, in terms of social media accounts wise, we talked about it a couple weeks back. It said like the Lakers were the most annoying Twitter base for a Twitter fan base in the NBA. Would you say Boston is number 2, or would you say there's another franchise out there that's up there?
No.
The Knicks might be up there.
No. Lakers are pretty annoying, and Boston it's 1A, 1B.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. Is what it is.
It's very bad because the thing is, if Boston fans, which there's nothing, I get it, you're a Boston fan, nobody gives a fuck. Tatum is not better than Luka, and the only people who legit say that are people who are fan of the Celtics or people who are trying to, make this a race. And they don't want to say a white man is better than someone out of sport. They already have Jokic, who they can't really argue.
We're going to get into that topic later.
Yeah, you can't argue that Jokic is not better than all these players. He has the MVPs. He has the finals MVP. He can back it up. Luka, if you want to go, he hasn't been to this. Well, he's at the finals now. Now, if he wins another finals MVP, then you can't really question it. That's the only reason why him and Tatum are even having this conversation right now. But anybody with working eyes, knowledge, anything, Luka is light years ahead of Tatum. Not even close. Well, Tatum plays defense. Okay, how about this? Hypothetical, since everybody loves that shit. Why don't you put Tatum on the Mavericks and let me know they go to the finals when they're double teaming him all this day? He has the floor generate. He has to average 30 plus 15 rebounds.
Are you removing Luka from the Mavericks when you put Jason Tatum on there? Okay.
Yes. Basically, when you're having to average this, you're having to do this. You're having to shot courage. Because Luka is not only an elite playmaker, elite passer and everything, he can create his own shot. He can do this. He can rebound. Yes, he's not an athletic defender, but he can defend at some kind of respectable level when he wants to. But when you're getting double teamed, you're shooting over 20 times a game, you're floor generating, all that stuff. Yeah, defense is not going to be your A game. Try that shit. Takes one to know one.
Doubling down. And then, so back to what I was saying is, there's a story behind Kyrie Irving. And I think Kyrie Irving has a chance to really silence all the doubters, to silence all the haters, because people called him in the retirement. They bashed him for not getting the vaccine, amongst other guys. And now he's playing for a great city, the Dallas Mavericks, under a great Batman and Robin role, which you have stated that Kyrie Irving is best when he is the Robin of Batman and not the Batman. And so you have a major Batman. I would say the Christian Bale of Batmans and Luka Doncic, who takes control of every game. Every game that I've watched, he has completely taken over, especially at the most crucial moments in the final moments. And you're taking that duo and you're placing them against the Celtics. I think that story, I think the attitude of the Dallas Mavericks and the path they took all the way to the finals, which was a lot more challenging. I don't care what kind of opinion. This is coming from somebody that, watched it unbiasedly and saw, whoa, the Dallas Mavericks have played a lot more challenging teams, a lot more challenging rosters, a lot more challenging head coaches. You could name it all, and they triumphed over all of it. And now, and you can argue, the Timberwolves did knock off the Denver Nuggets, which was a big team in that conference. But then they knocked off the Timberwolves and embarrassed them. And y'all want to gap and talk about, I was joking about it too. I'm a big fan of Anthony Edwards. I know he might be Michael Jordan's son, but Michael Jordan's son, I don't think would be 0-2 in the playoffs and trying to get to the finals. Give him some more time, but not everybody's Michael Jordan. But anyway, I just had to state that out there. It's like, damn, well, this, all your TikTok edits kind of suck. But yeah, I like the story here with the Mavericks. I think the series goes 7 games. I really do. I think the Celtics want this badly. I think they're going to play a little bit harder, but I don't think the path that they've taken is going to be matched with Dallas. I think Dallas is more experienced in this playoff run. They've been battle tested, and I think they're going to dominate. Now, yes, I do think it's going to sit 7 games, but I think it's like Dallas gets up 3-2 in the series, and then they win their final 2 once it's tied or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm highly confident the Dallas Mavericks win this series, 100%. I do, yeah. And if it's in 6 games, fuck it, that's great. City of Dallas, fist up in the air. You know what I mean?
Not to say
I'm attending the fucking parade or whatever. I know I'm originally a Spurs fan, but I've always cheered for the city of Texas, even the Astros when you guys get into the World Series. So I don't want to hear any bias. It's just a fan of the state.
Amen.
So is there anything else we should tackle with the NBA Finals before we move on? I know there's some more tangibles in there, like Luka ranks, I think, first in every single category that counts.
I'll leave it to the fans who, all our 7 followers listening, maybe 2 of them know NBA. Leave this to discussion for your friends, and I'll leave it at this. When you watch the Celtics, you question who is the Batman on that team. When you watch the Mavs, there's no question who Batman and Robin is. Go watch the Celtics game by game and let me know who's the Batman. You don't even have to be a basketball fan. Just go watch it. Let me know who the Batman is on that team. With the Mavs, you're not going to question.
Yeah.
You know who Batman is.
That's a good point. It's the white man. Everybody fears the white European.
Is it Jaylen Brown? Is it Derek White? Is it Jason Tatum? Who knows? I don't know. You're a basketball player. You have to watch basketball. Just go watch the game and tell me who the Batman is.
Didn't somebody say that Derek White was more impactful than Tatum?
That was Josh Hart.
Josh Hart, a New York Knick.
In New York. Yeah.
Locker. As LeBron James would say in the All-Star game. But, oh my God. All right. So we got Mavs in 6, Mavs in 7, and we'll see what happens as Thursday, June 6th, 1, we'll be tuning in. But shout out to the city of Dallas again. Great run in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. Dallas Cowboys, you guys could take up from your companions in the city of Dallas and maybe get to an NFC championship game. That'd be great. All right. Now the most controversial subject in all of sports right now, apparently. And that is WNBA rookie Caitlin Clark. Another white girl. Now, this isn't your white girl that likes Taylor Swift or wants to vote for Joe Biden or whatever you want to call it. This is your typical Iowa girl coming out from no man's land. Did not win a ring in college. A lot of people bash her for that. Woohoo. She made her final 8, final 4, whatever you want to call it. But she comes into the WNBA, and she kind of has a rough start. got picked, just getting picked hard. She's getting cheap shotted. She's getting bashed in the media by her basketball peers from other teams. The media is taking one side and the other. It's black and white. And I don't even mean that by race. I just mean by color. It's just either on one side or you're not. There is no gray area in media here. And what we do as a podcast is we take these mainstream media sports takes and we debunk them and bring you the facts. And what the facts state is that Caitlin Clark, wherever she's at, the numbers that she brings in television-wise, capacity-wise, numbers-wise, tells the story that Caitlin Clark has changed the game of the WNBA. And I saw this tweet, and this is his words, not mine. Whoever operates that account. And he said, we tried black lesbians once. I think we need to take a back seat on this one. And it's like, that's a real comment. That's truth. That's fact. It's like no one was really watching. And yeah, of course, that's a joke. I don't really mean that it's just those people. And that's obviously a stereotype, and I don't want to use that. But I'm saying we've tried one way with the WNBA, and that concerns any players. No one cared. We didn't care. I can't even name a team. And like, I don't even know the team off the top of my head where Caitlin Clark is playing.
Indiana Fever.
Yeah, I knew it was Indiana, but it's like, we're coming in here, we're talking about a player that there has never been a Steph Curry in the WNBA. There's never been one. This is a game-changing athlete coming into the WNBA, taking you out of fucking writing coach in the airplane and giving you better endorsements. And what are your thoughts on it? And I'll backtrack on mine, but I just want to open it up with all of that and say, like, when you watch Caitlin Clark and you've heard all the things you've heard, the people calling out Stephen A. Smith saying that he could have talked about this 3 years ago. You got Pat McAfee saying all that he said. He's an Indianapolis guy, kind of, I don't know if he's biased, but he said some strong words. And then you've got other, I don't even know their names, analysts on ESPN on the other side of the margin saying this is just basketball. This isn't cheap shots. This is competitiveness. This has nothing to do with the personal attack. Where do you stand on all this?
I'm going to make this plain and simple. I'm going to dumb it down in the easiest way for everybody to understand.
Thanks.
The women's NBA finally gets somebody getting all the attention. Yeah, she is getting all the attention, but more revenue, which means more money, more publicity, more everything they'd be looking for. This is all they've been complaining about. They didn't care how they were going to find it. They just wanted it. They wanted the respect. They wanted this. Okay, finally, celebrities are going to games. They're talking about it first take. The stands are getting sold out. And the one thing these women are talking about is how mad because it's one person bringing all this attention to things.
Yeah.
And how to break it down is it's all envy. Think about it like this. Let's take two girls, for example. Absolutely. We got the very pretty woman, very pretty girl. All the attention. All the dudes always go up to them at the bar. All this. Then you got that one girl who's not as attractive, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe all this. And the whole time she's, behind closed doors and everything. Oh, yeah, you're so this. I can't wait for you to be happy. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, they go out in public. That one pretty girl starts getting all the attention. And that one girl that she's friends with, her best friend, her teammate, whatever you want to call her, has this envy and toward malice towards this woman just because she's getting all the attention. Even though that attention is going to bring more revenue to the friend group because there might be a dude might have a dude who has a friend who might take a bullet for you and even take a bullet for his friend and talk to you. Because of your pretty friend, she's bringing in more attraction, more revenue to your friend group when you go out. It's the same thing with the women's NBA right now. One girl brought in all this stuff, changed the aspect, and all these jealous, envied women cannot stand that because of one woman who changed those lives, first flight, everything. You can't stand it because of the envy and malice in your heart. So that's how I want to break it down, dumb it down for y'all. I think this shit is dumb because all these women finally get what they want, finally get the attention, and all they do is gonna complain, gonna have the malice. I can't stand it. I just think, at this point, don't even talk about it. At this point, only talk about Caitlin Clark. I think they should make it a point, and because people aren't saying that, make it a point. She's the reason why, and you make it to that because all these women, they had their chance. They could have just. I'm not saying they had to, shut up and dribble type shit, but I'm saying is why are you going after the one person who brought in this revenue? Think about it like the big girl. The girl is not attractive as a very attractive woman that's in the front that brought in these guys to even talk to y'all, this group of guys. I just think it's stupid. These women, they just I can't stand this whole argument.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you were cooking there. I agree. That's a great analogy. I have one of my own, and it's unrelated to Caitlin Clark. It's related to just the WNBA in general. For the longest time, nobody said a damn word about it. Nobody did, and it was just kind of like the U.S. soccer team for women, and they were like, we should get paid more, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, you should go out and give what you're worth. Then, if you're not even bringing in the television views. You got beat by the 15-year-old boys, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like just whining and complaining all the time. This victimization of the game. Now, what you got is it's almost like, and I have to relate to the politics because it just the parallels are just so obvious. Go back and look at history, and since 2016, we have had all these movements come up: the Me Too movement, the equal pay movement, the Pride movement, all this kind of stuff. And that's the one I want to focus on is the Pride movement. It's like, oh my God, whine, complain. We've been discriminated against and blah, blah, blah. We want our own fucking month or whatever. It's like, okay, we're going to give you an inch. We're going to give you like a fucking centimeter of attention. And then it's boom. Oh my God, gay marriage is legal. Let's give me a flag. Give me a spoke artist. Brad Pitt, you're gay now. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to go into all of Hollywood, everyone, the music industry, everyone's going to be it. You give them an inch and they take a fucking mile. But what is every average United States American, majority of the country think? It's fucking annoying. Don't rub it in my face. I'm getting sick of it. So now you get this month and everyone makes jokes about it. 12:02 comes around and the MLB changes their profile picture, the rainbow flag, and everyone's like, oh my God, they're just rubbing it in our faces. Why did we give them this so much attention? You know what you're doing right now in the WNBA? We gave you the attention that you wanted, and now everybody wants to take it the fuck back because you're so annoying. You're annoying. No, we're talking about you just like you've been begging for decades to finally get the mainstream media vibes, and now you get one little taste of it, and all you do is bitch and whine. I don't understand. I'm being very aggressive on this because we finally gave you what you want. It's like that job that you never had, but you always wanted, and you finally get the role that you acted for, and now you're playing Troy of the Brad Pitt's role, and you're like, or no, I just got casted as Superman. This is great, and then everything's wrong with it. Why did I wear a Disney uniform when I could have worn this one? When you just look at it and say, oh my God, I've been blessed by getting more money, more television views, more everything. And we're getting headlines. I've never been on ESPN before. That analyst that called out Stephen A. Smith has never been on the prime time at First Take. And all we're going to do is whine and complain. Explain that to the average United States of America. I mean, my God. I mean, I know I'm being aggressive on this, but I actually was enjoying a little bit. Oh, this is great. This is great for the sport. Blah, blah, blah. And Caitlin Clark has nothing to do with this. And what I just talked about. She's just playing basketball. Same as Angel Reese is kind of trying to take some of the attention. I get it. Cameron Brink just showing up sexy to every game, which is awesome. Send me more photos. But it baffles me. It completely baffles me. I don't understand what the issue. I want to take it all back. I want to Caitlin Clark, go play in Ice Cube League, please, because this is unbearable. And you got people like Pat McAfee saying, white bitch or whatever he said, and then everybody's like, oh my God. And it's like, you can't do anything right. You can't do anything right. You just give him everything in the world and everything's still wrong, which is why there's a 50% divorce rate in America right now. Boom. Fuck. Get fucked. I'm going to get so much hate for that. Probably won't ever get a life. I don't care. I'm lonely anyway.
Takes one.
All jokes. But, I mean, seriously. I don't even know what else to cover on that because that's the reality of it all. And in terms of Caitlin Clark, I know I'm talking a lot again, but in terms of Caitlin Clark, the player, shout out to you. You have come in here. You've carried this respectful aura about you, regardless of getting cheap shotted, regardless of getting, I know you're not really complaining. I mean, you're basically saying it's hard basketball. I'm gonna have to take the hits and keep getting better and play better basketball for my teammates. Whereas Angel Reese is over here saying, it ain't just because of one person. It's also because of me. And you're like, no, it's not. Go on.
Yeah, like I said,
You
you
got too aggressive there.
you got the attention.
Unhinged.
Got the attention, and it just almost like you said, because it's funny because you got these small groups of people, small percentages of population of, you say America and the small population, they want to be heard the most, which I get it. Unions, everything like that. But, I mean, it's most of the time when you're that small percentage, it's probably because you're wrong.
Yeah. It's very hard to convince people that you're right. And it sucks that we enjoyed the 3 days of mainstream media that the WNBA received. We were like, this is great. We wanted this all along. If women had just supported this in the first place, like they're doing now, then they would have been more popular. Just like Bill Burr, the comedian, said not too long ago. It's just, if you guys supported the WNBA like you support, Taylor Swift, then you guys would be the most popular sport on the planet. Well, then we got that for 3 days, and everybody said, whoa, take that back, take it off. Holy crap! Put your clothes back on. So, it's like swimming in the pool with your shirt on, and the dude finally takes it off, and it's like, woo! Oh,
Yeah.
put it back.
Well,
now we're gonna get. Oh, and fuck it. And that's no malice towards women in general. Let's make that clear. There's no malice towards women. It's just you handled it wrong. You got to admit to yourself you handled it wrong. And part of me too, last thing I'll say about this, a part of me too thinks that they're doing this on purpose to get the attention, to cause the stirs and all that kind of stuff. It's almost like a CIA agent whispered in, what is her name, Shandy Carter, the chick that hard picked her. Just said, hey, I want you to keep doing this because it's driving up ratings, and this is the way to do it. Just keep stirring this racial division, this basketball division, and you guys will get more headlines. Nobody will like it, but you're going to get headlines. It's almost like somebody's been whispering in your ear the whole time and saying, you do all the wrong things, and you'll be rewarded with money. It just seems very satanic.
I think I gave you too much attention. I said my piece. That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, keep playing. Hopefully you guys will fix it. I'm up for forgiveness. I know I'm just a nobody from the state of Texas, but we all have our opinions. Give up.
Said my piece.
Anyway, this has been the Shadow Strip Podcast, episode 8. Luka in all caps. We've got the NBA Finals starting on Thursday. We got the WNBA in season currently, and then you got the NFL offseason. As we grow closer to the NFL season, we'll be very strategic and selective with topics and when we come out with an episode, like we have been in the past 4 or 5 weeks. We don't want to ever force an episode and talk about things that are really not that important. But we felt we should come on this episode and talk about some things that are important. But yeah, just keep in mind our X account, SPS_pod with 0. That is going to be our most active account. You want to be on there. You can see us interact with a lot of different accounts on there, polls, opinions, statements, comments, all of it. Our video episodes will be uploaded onto Spotify and YouTube, audio on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on there by searching the Shatter the Script podcast. And you can find us on all social media platforms as my brother is FaceTiming me currently, and that is the analyst talking. We'll be back next time on Side of the Script.